Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as you sincere Akim out there laboring in this truth, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth, being diligent. All right. And as you can see, the title of the video, food rationing is coming to America. All right. And basically, what you have going on right now is over there in the EU, in the European Union, pretty much amidst this whole war with Ukraine and Russia. All right, prices for everything across the board have skyrocketed. All right, especially food. All right, there's a wheat and grain and things of that nature have gone up significantly since this whole thing popped off. And hey, mind you, like this thing hasn't even been going on for that long. It's only been about a week and a half that this, whole Russia-Ukraine conflict has been going on. But since then, we've been seeing around the world, there's been a massive impact on, the global economies of many different nations. Okay, especially America and the EU. All right, most directly, but basically, what this guy, Ice Age Farmer, is going into, he's basically going into, that they're about to start rationing food out. All right, which, this is pretty much, unprecedented. Because here it is. This is supposed to be the modern world where everything is supposed to flow smoothly and people are supposed to have everything they need. But now we're in a space where food is being rationed. All right, food is about to start being rationed out to people because of this famine, because of these shortages. All right, and this is something that people don't see coming. But the men of the Lord, we've been speaking these things for years, man. Brothers have been going into this famine, going into the economy, collapsing for years upon years upon years, man, starting with our elders and apostles. All right, but here it is. As it is written, though it tarry, wait for it, for the vision is for an appointed time. All right, so all this time that we was prophesying that the word was going out, you wasn't really seeing the word come into effect like that, right? But now we in a time where hey, these things are speaking. Where the prophecies are jumping off the page, and there's no more denying it. All right, you can't deny the power of prophecy any longer. All right, because hey, what's coming? Really what's going on over there in the EU and what's coming to America. Hey, this is gonna affect all of us, man. All right, this is gonna affect all of us. People about to be bugging out. People are about to be losing they goddamn mind, man. All right, but for those of us that are in these scriptures, hey, at the end of the day, we got comfort through it all. Because we understand and we've been preparing ourselves spiritually for years for the inevitable. All right, versus these common folk out here that they just have no idea what the hell's going on. So hey, these things are gonna hit them harder. And these things are gonna hit Americans especially hard because hey, America is a land where there's always been in abundance. All right, people in America in the past few generations, they don't know nothing about famine. They don't know nothing about having to be rationed food. You know, they don't know nothing about that. All they know is that every time they go to the grocery market, there's always food there. Anytime they go to a fast food spot, there's always food there. Anytime that they go on, online, saying DoorDash, Grubhub, whatever the case may be, the food is always there. You see? But we coming into a time where all that is about to change. All right, where people's perspective on life is about to be altered significantly. All right. So hey, going back to the scriptures, going back to prophecy, man, hey, this is inevitable. All right. These things will come to pass. All right. And it doesn't matter, how much you want to stick your head in the sand, cover your ears, and scream no, no, no. These things will come to pass because these things are the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And we have been, sent out to proclaim these things, man. All right, we've been sent to proclaim, thus saith the Lord. So I'm gonna just play a little bit, a small portion of this video. Ice Age Farmer, he goes into some really good and in-depth information to get you to understand how severe that this whole thing really is. All right, and like I said, this is in the EU. This is in Europe, but very soon, man, hey, this thing is gonna come to America. All right, so let's go ahead and play a little bit of this.
Friends, welcome. The mainstream media is now warning us that it's time to get ready for food rationing. Of course, they're blaming Putin for the food crisis, but you and I know better. I find it interesting that they're even using the same verb, brace, that I used early last year when I warned you we were about to face this triple threat of inflation, supply chains collapsing, and food shortages. Well, we're now at that moment of impact. Tonight, I want to demonstrate that this is a deliberately engineered situation and that they're still taking steps to aggravate it, and then, more importantly,
And he's absolutely right. This definitely is a engineered situation. All right, because from this Russia-Ukraine conflict, this whole war has nothing to do with the common people. All right, really, this whole war, that they've set up and engineered, this is for the purpose of the world elite bankers. All right, because hey, when you really get down to the bare bones of the situation, even the Ukrainians over there, they ain't want no part in going to war with Russia. You see, they didn't want no parts of that. But what's really being done is that these elites are trying to bring about their NWO. All right, so they're trying to bring about this global collapse of this current financial system so that their MOTB system can be put in place. All right, so this thing is all about control. It's all about controlling everyone down to how much money you spend, down to where you can travel to, how much carbon that you can use, and how much money that you're gonna have within their system to operate. This is what it's all coming down to. So yeah, this guy's absolutely right that this is all engineered. All right, but hey, this is a secret council of the wicked coming to light. All right, let's continue.
talk about how to start growing food in a way that can insulate your family from the effects of this food crisis. I'm Christian, and this is the Ice Age Farmer broadcast. And before I even begin, let me just observe that Telegram's banning of RT does not bode well for other alternative news sources who've been called Russian bots for the last few years, right? The censorship is growing quickly. I highly encourage you to bookmark iceagefarmer.com directly, and even bookmark the IP address, which will help you get around domain name level censorship, which, as I've covered, is already happening. So, yesterday in my report, I mentioned that Moldova had banned the export of grains, trying desperately to hold on to the food supply that they do have, and that other countries would be following suit, that this was now going to escalate quickly into a global food crisis. Indeed, that has happened, with Hungary following suit just a few hours ago. Hungary is a big producer of grains and a net exporter. So when they ban exports of grains, that means that there are other countries, the net importers, who don't have the food.
And one thing with America is that America America's does not focus that much upon agriculture. Okay, producing grains and meats and all that kind of things. Most of the stuff that we have as far as produce in America is imported. All right, either from Canada or Mexico or overseas. All right, America could be self-sufficient if it wanted to, but they see it more, beneficial for them to just import everything that they need from overseas because it's cheaper that way. You see? Because here, what I'm saying, like you gotta pay people to produce the product, refine it, what I'm saying, package it and distribute it. Whereas overseas, what I'm saying, you pay a fee to have it imported and you got it imported and you basically making more profit than what you would do producing it, domestically. You see? So, hey man, all this grain and flour, rice, and what I'm saying, hey, this is about to be cut off. All right. So what do you think this is gonna do to the global food supply chain? All right. Prices are gonna, inflate crazy. All right. Prices are gonna go through the roof, man. All right. And at the same time, there's gonna be famine. All right. There's going to be major food supply shortages pretty much wherever that you look. All right, this is the reality. All right, this is the reality, man. And for those of us that's in the know, okay, we like I said, man, we already prepared for what's coming. We've been preparing ourselves spiritually for years, mentally for years for this day to come because we've been anticipating it, we've been expecting it. All right, but yeah, man, hey, this is gonna take a huge toll on the global food supply chain. All right, no doubt about it. And the way it's going right now, you know, this thing is not just going to go away. I mean, we'll see what happens, but really, the way it's going right now, in the next maybe 3 weeks, it's going to get real bad. All right, especially going into spring and summer. But let's continue.
Up a creek without a paddle now. Zero Hedge is picking up on the situation. Food crisis is imminent. Hungary bans grain exports effective immediately. Those who have grains are no longer giving it away, and those who don't will soon find themselves in the middle of an epic food crisis. One of Europe's most grain-rich nations has effective immediately stopped exporting their grains. Expect grain prices to continue to rise, even though they're already at record highs, in the next few weeks, as the world realizes the extent of the global food crisis that is coming. And it's here now. You can't just cut off 40% of the world's grains from the Black Sea region and expect things to keep working as planned. Indeed, here are the countries who depend on those grains to feed their people, with Egypt by far the largest buyer of grains from the Black Sea region. They are all rushing out to the market and frantically trying to buy any grains they can, which, by the way, is what Zero Hedge and any thinking person would recommend you do. Go buy flour, rice, barley, anything you can get your hands on. Don't wait, because it will not be there. Here's something about Egypt rushing to find alternative wheat suppliers following the Ukraine crisis. Egypt scrambling.
So, hey, as you can see, okay, this thing is hitting globally, all right, and these are things that are happening in Europe alone, but it's having an effect on nations globally, man. All right, so if this is happening in Europe and the Middle East and Northern Africa, all right, this is happening in Egypt, all right, you would be a fool not to think that this wouldn't come to America at some point. All right, even right now, you go to the supermarket, prices are rising every week. All right, prices are rising every week, man. So when those imported goods from India, whether it's rice or you know what I mean, flour, grains, certain grains, are not coming in, are not being imported anymore, then hey, is all hell is gonna break loose, man. All right, like I said, reality is gonna hit very different for a lot of people. There's gonna be a rude awakening for a lot of Americans, man. All right, and you can thank your man Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, man, for that. All right, this guy's doing a great job in putting hell upon you Babylonians. All right, but once again, this is what you voted for. Okay, this is the man that you chose to rule over you. This is the man that you chose to be your king. And right now, this guy's showing you how great of a king that he is. All right, because really, it's not even him that's in power. It's Biden, really all of these presidents, they're just puppets. They're all of them are just puppets. Really what they do is all of them do the will of their handlers, of their world elite bankers. All right, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, Rockefellers. You know what I mean? They're doing the will of these guys. All right. That's why they've been put and set up in office. All right, so they can't really go against that. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much they get scrutinized, or no matter what kind of pushback that they get, they gotta go ahead with these agendas. All right. Now just look back at the whole juice agenda. All right, they was pushing that hard, but why was they pushing that so hard? Why was they broadcasting on the news every day and pumping all this fear into people? Well, they was doing that to fulfill their agenda. All right, but now that their agenda is complete, now they're moving on to the next phase, which is to do what? Which is to crash this economy. All right, and bring about their MOTB system. Okay, you see, all roads lead to the MOTB. And shortly after the MOTB is brought about, then World War III is going to come, according to the scriptures. All right. So, hey, man, right now everything is lining up with biblical prophecy in perfection. All right. And hey, we see all the, everything coming. We see everything coming, man.
To find alternative sources of wheat after the Russian invasion of Ukraine has put the supply in jeopardy. This is especially urgent to Egypt because the price of bread in Egypt has caused, in the past, protests in the country. You remember the Arab Spring. Yes. Quote, "We must purchase and stockpile wheat as quickly as possible."
Now, what is that Arab Spring? Let's look that up real quick. Arab Spring. Arab Spring. Definition: a series of anti-government uprisings in various countries in North Africa and the Middle East, beginning in Tunisia in December 2010. Here it says the Arab Spring was a series of anti-government protests, uprisings, and armed rebellions that spread across much of the Arab world in the early 2010s. It began in response to corruption and economic stagnation and was first started in Tunisia. Okay, so you see that? So, they basically saying that they're expecting an Arab Spring, man, because hey, the scriptures say this as well. And what is that? Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. That there should be uprisings of the people. In the 16th chapter, it says that there shall be seditions among men. Why? Why are people going to be voicing their frustrations and rising up against the government in rebellion? Well, it's because life is going to be hard, man. Okay, people are not gonna, approve of the, people are not gonna approve of the way that the government is being ran. Okay, people are not gonna like that they can't afford food for their families. People are not gonna like that they gotta pay over $100 just to fill up their tank at 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 the gas pump. All right, people are gonna be rioting, man. All right, things in America, Babylon the Great, are about to go to a different level. All right, hence why he's talking about this Arab Spring. All right, people are gonna revolt against this. All right, chaos. Okay, now let me get this article real quick. So this is a Yahoo News article, and it says bread, beer, pasta, and pet food prices set to rise as war in Ukraine sends wheat prices soaring. Let's see. UK consumers are being warned to brace themselves for a rise in the price of bread, beer, pasta, biscuits, and even pet food as war in Ukraine sends the wholesale price of wheat soaring. Wholesale prices of everything from oil to metals have spiked since Russia invaded Ukraine, disrupting commodity exports from the region. The price of wheat has risen almost 75%. Wow, see that? 75%. The price of wheat has gone up so far this year to reach the highest point since 2008. And hey, a lot of these grains that are going up in price are used in a lot of everyday consumable items. Okay, such as cereal, hot cereal, cold cereal, oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? Different protein drinks. You know what I'm saying? So hey, this is gonna hey, like I said, man, y'all should already know by now what's coming. All right, very hard times are coming to people around the world, but especially in Babylon the Great. All right, because hey, this is the land of mirth. All right, this is the land that is pretty much always been abundant in supplies and resources. So when that goes away, that's going to be a major shock to the people here. All right, they not going to know how to handle that. It's not like this is happening in a impoverished country like I don't know like some countries in Africa or India, where people are used to struggling. People are used to having very little to work with. So they know how to cope with stuff like that. But here in America, hey, these Babylonians, they don't know what struggle is. Really outside of our people, these Edomites and these other nations that came here, they don't know what struggle is, man, because they was always used to have it. So when that goes away, hey, that's going to be, like I said, cause for rebellions, man. That's going to be cause for uprisings to become commonplace. Okay, murder is going to go up. Theft is going to go through the roof, and you're already seeing that right now. Okay, you're already seeing a drastic rise in crime. Okay, right now over there on the West Coast in LA, they basically telling you like, hey, listen, don't if you don't have to, don't come over here. Because we can't guarantee your safety. All right. Police over there are advising people not to be out past a certain time, okay, not to be in certain areas, to always make sure that you have someone with you, because it's very dangerous out there to be by yourself and to be out past a certain time because crime is that high over there, man. You see? So yeah, man, weed has risen 75%. Let's see. Uh, Bansal expected the price of wheat to rise by up to 20%, he said. Analyzing the data from the past 2 decades for previous such conflicts, the price of wheat is expected to increase by anywhere between 12 and 20%. That could translate into at least a 7% rise in the prices of consumer products such as buns, muffins, and loaves. All right, but that's on the low end. All right, 7%. That's on the low end because you have to understand that demand for these products are super high, and if there's a big enough shortage on these grains, then hey, they're gonna have to do hey people are gonna have to do something. These shippers and convoys, they're gonna have to get their profit somehow. All right, so 7%, that's just on the low end. Really you should be looking at 15 to 20 to 25%. In the rise of these products. All right, let's see what else. It says food prices were already rising as a result of supply chain issues linked to the what and a rise in the cost of fuel. Uh, let's see. Supply chains have already been under stress globally, and we've seen 15 to 20% price rises for other ingredients in pet food. The price of beer may also increase. Craig Wilmot, co-founder of Honest Brew, said one of the most pertinent dangers of the crisis for his business was a direct increase in raw material costs across the continent. See that? Hey man, you know that these Babylonians love their alcohol. especially, their beer, Colt 45, Miller, Miller Lite, Budweiser, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, when these people ain't got no alcohol or they can't afford it, hey, shit about to really, hit the fan, all right? So, hey, man, everything is lining up, okay? All the signs are lining up according to prophecy, all right? These things are not tarrying any longer, man. These things are happening, okay? The days when, you could, shake your fist in the air and scream, you know, to hell with, conspiracy theories. Hey, oh, that's going out the window because hey, this is about to be a conspiracy reality for a lot of people, man. All right, and hey, rather than you be caught off guard, for the inevitable to come, hey, you might as well, hey, you know what I'm saying, you might as well seek Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and retreat into that strong tower. Because, these things are going to come whether people believe it or not, or whether they like it or not. These things are going to come, and life is about to be very different, okay? Not only for you, but for people around you, okay? People mindset around you is going to change, man, all right? People going to start acting shady. They're not really going to be trying to come around like that because, people are starting to feel that squeeze, all right? People are starting to feel the pinch in their pockets, the pinch on their mental health, all right? So everything in this land is deteriorating, all right? This place is set and is well overdue for a collapse, all right? Well overdue. And let me get Proverbs 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. All right, so right now everyone is in mourning. Okay, people are not happy. Okay, not only in America but really worldwide. All right, people are mourning, man. Why? Because the wicked beareth rule. Because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is in control of the earth right now. Okay, and all these wars, all these different things that he's doing is making people very upset. Okay, it's taking people's morale away from them. It's taking away their hope. All right, and hey, that's what happens when the wicked bear rule, man. All right, and we get Micah. Let me get the book of Micah 2. So this is Micah the second chapter, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. Okay? And hey, this is all the secret counsel of the wicked that's coming to light, man. Okay, like Ice Age Farmer mentioned in the beginning of his video, this is all planned, man. This has all been orchestrated by the world banking elites to bring about their agenda that they're trying to accomplish. All right, so hey, these devils devise iniquity. All right, that's all they do is devise iniquity. Okay, here it is. You got Bill, what I'm saying, you got this guy, BG, Bill Gates, that's pretty much bought up. What is it? Well, like 85% of American farmland. All right, so hey, a lot of these farmers are being X'd out of the equation. All right, so a lot of these farmers that really made a living off of farming, all right, a lot of them have been paid off. All right, they've been paid to destroy their crops, to destroy their livestock, okay, to sell their land. All right, they've been forced to sell. All right, so hey, man, a lot of these farmers, you know that were somewhat honest and made a decent living off of providing produce to these markets. In this new system, in this new world order, all right, all that's about to go out the window, man. All right, food is going to be rationed, and it's not even going to be real food. Okay, because hey, it ain't no secret that this guy Bill Gates is heavy into, okay, GMOs. All right, that he's heavy into what's the word? It was just on my mind. But yeah, this guy's heavy into GMOs, man. All right, he's heavy into that Beyond Meat campaign. That's what it was, Beyond Meat. You know, to where you can have fish created in the lab. Okay, you can have beef created in a damn petri dish. All right. Hey, you even got 3D printed meat. That's out now. You know, brothers was doing videos on that a couple months ago, but hey, you got 3D printed meat, man. You know, and no doubt that's already being served in a lot of these fast food chains. All right, McDonald's, Burger King, different of these fast food chains, man. So hey, life as you know it, okay, food as you once knew it is about to change. All right, everything is going downhill in this kingdom. All right, and this is why we hasten the coming of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because hey, this place is going to shit, man. You know, I mean, even when stuff was good, like we were still hastening the coming of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but even more so now because we see that this place is through. Okay, this place, this current system, and the people thereof, if you not in Yahweh Shai, are through, man. It's no hope for you. You finished. All right. And hey, if you don't repent, man, hey, the Most High is going to give you over into the hands of the wicked. All right, the said judgments and perils that's going to come upon the earth, and in the time to come, these things are going to pursue you and take you out. All right, Micah 2:2, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right. All right, so we know that that was done back in the day, okay, by these Edomites when they went all around the earth, rape, robbing, and murdering, everything that was in their path, okay, taking indigenous people's lands by violence, by the force of the sword, taking them away, and oppressing a man in his house, and even a man in his heritage. All right, all these things were done by who? The wicked. All right, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, according to the scriptures, man. The physical counterpart of the spiritual, demon Satan upon the earth. All right. So hey, man, this is what you know, this is the reality. Okay, you can't deny this no longer. Now let me go back to the book of Proverbs, the 29th chapter, and I believe it's about why is it taking so long? All right, here we go. Let me see. Uh, Here, Proverbs 29, verse 7. The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regardeth not to know it. You see that? So that's how you know that the wicked is in power, man. They don't regard the cause of the poor, man. Okay, you have a lot of people in America right now that's starving. Okay, they can't afford basic necessities. All right, they can't afford gas. They can't afford the basic cost of living. Okay, but Esau don't care about that. Esau don't give a damn if you can afford or not. He's just worried about his bottom line, which is to oppress you, control you, and basically like what what was it, Klaus Schwab, that he said in the New World Order that people shall own nothing and be happy. You see? So, hey man, hey, this is all about that fourth industrial revolution, okay, which is to basically make everyone a zombie under this NWO system, man. Okay, to be under the complete authority of Satan. All right, this is what it's all about. Okay. Now let's see. Get this article as well. It says Joe Biden seeks 10 billion for aid to Ukraine, 22.5 billion for CV. All right, all these damn ads on the screen, man. But yeah. So hey, here it is, right here in his own backyard. Okay, people is suffering. All right, people need help. You know what I'm saying? But you sending 10 billion overseas to Ukraine, okay, which is something that your puppets wanted you to do. They wanted you to start that whole conflict to promote that whole conflict, man. All right, so it says the Biden administration is seeking another 10 billion to help protect Ukraine against the Russian invasion, and an additional 22.5 billion to cover CV. All right, and you look at these numbers, and it's clear that these devils are trying to crash the economy. All right, because the more money that they pump into, you know, this economy with all this, stimulus, that's weakening the power of the dollar. You see? So just like with the stimulus, all the stimulus that was being given out in 2020 and 2021, hey, all of that weakened the dollar. Hence why you're seeing inflation now. Hence why prices are rising for everything around the board. All right, because these devils keep printing money out of thin air, pumping it into the economy. So the more money that you have in circulation, the less valuable that it becomes. All right, take it for example, you may have you know, you may be the only person in your city that owns 20 pieces of gold, right? Now you're the only one that owns it, so gold is extremely rare and it's valuable because not everybody has it. Now what's gonna happen when everybody start, getting gold and everybody start, trading gold and, distributing it, freely? The value of that gold, which was once valuable because it was a rare commodity. Now that gold is worthless. All right, the gold is worth less because it's more abundant. Abundant. Salakia. You know. So same thing that these devils are doing with this economy, man. All this, money that all these Federal Reserve notes that they pumping into the economy, they only doing it to weaken the dollar and eventually to crash this economy. All right, that's their main goal. All right, the acting director of the White House Office of Management and Budget, Shalonda Young, laid out the need for the supplemental funding in a Thursday blog post. The request would be additions to a planned budget agreement that Congress is trying to finish before a March 11th deadline. All right, so here it is, man. This is the guy. This is the guy that Americans voted for. All right, Joe Biden, man, Sleepy Joe. Okay, senile as hell, all up in the White House. Okay, now Psalms Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. We know that all of these plans, all of the chaos around the world that's here now and soon to come. This is all the secret counsel of the wicked coming to light day by day, right? From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Let's go to verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, like your even bitter words. All right. So, hey, man, these devils' tongue is like a sword. All right, this thing is like a weapon. All right, and hey, they use that sword. All right, by way of their witchcraft, by way of their enchantments, media, various different other mediums that they use to take control of people's minds. Okay, to create propaganda in different avenues as to where they can deceive people. Because you have to understand that Esau Edom, that's what he's been put here to do. He's been put here to deceive people, okay, to take people's minds away from reality. Okay, why you think they pushing this whole virtual reality thing, all this metaverse shit so hardcore? Because they want to take you away from reality, man. They want to distract you. That's what Satan's job is to do. His job is to distract you from what's really important, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see? And people are so caught up in these things, they don't even realize sometimes that they're not even in the real world. That your daily routine of life, That's like a hamster on a damn hamster wheel. It's like you doing the same thing over and over and over again, and that's all you know. You know, that's all that you know. But outside of that damn hamster wheel, man, it's so much going on around you, but you're not aware because you so clamped down, oppressed by the matrix. All right, stuff that's not even real. It seems real, but it's not. You see, and this is all due to Esau's tongue, man, being wet like a sword. All right. But hey, you can't allow this man to use and abuse your mind. All right, you got to be aware, be 2 steps ahead of this devil, well 10 steps ahead of this devil at all times, man. You know, as it is written, that if it were possible that even the very elect would be deceived. All right, so that's how strong that this man's witchcraft is. That's how nice that this man is with his words. All right, he's able to manipulate you and take you out of reality. Okay. Now, Proverbs 3, verse 31: envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Okay, so just like you Babylonians were so hasty, were so eager to get Trump out of the White House. Well, hey, well look at what you got now. All right, and mainly I'm talking to 2/3 of our people. Okay, 2/3 of Jake. All right, you got hit with the okey doke. All right, you got hit. you you were deceived into thinking that your vote actually meant something. Okay, that your vote actually counted in this system, which it doesn't, because you have to understand that these presidents that you so-called vote for, which is nothing more than just a popular it's kind of like voting for players in the All-Star game or something. You know, they really already know who they want to put on, but people cast votes because that's basically showing their approval. Okay, so it's basically to say, hey, we're gonna put this guy in office anyway, but we want to see who is really for us putting this guy in office. All right, and that's really all it is, just to get people's opinion. You know, that's really all it is. Your vote means nothing. Okay, even when you get down to the bare bones of it. The popular vote does not decide who becomes the president. It's the electoral college that decides who gets into the White House. All right, which the electoral college is bought and paid for. Okay, this is not a fair system. All right, everything in Babylon the Great has been bought and paid for by the world banking elites. All right, and I believe it was Meyer Amschel Bauer that said give me the control of the nation, and I care not who makes the laws. Something to that effect. But hey, once you can buy these people off and get them to do whatever you want them to do, you know what I'm saying. You don't have to be that involved with it. All you got to do is send down your orders from the top, and they gonna get it done. You know, they gonna get it done, man. All right, so let's get Second Ezra's. I'm gonna start at 12, 2nd Ezra 15, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting in hell and with a fearful constellation. All right. So hey man, their seeds shall fail. All right. So right now, okay, like I said, you got Bill Gates, okay, paying a lot of these farmers to destroy their crops, okay, to destroy the food. All right, and also at the same time, okay, crops are not yielding forth as much as they once did. Okay, so hey, the farmers are in a state of mourning, man. All right, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another in swords in their hands. Okay, Russia, Ukraine. Okay, civil wars coming to America, coming to the EU, coming to NATO. All right, expect all these things. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so hey, there it is. All right, people is not going to give a fuck in a very short time to come what these politicians have to say. Okay, because people are basically going to see that they got caught with the okey doke. All right, because here it is that we're at war. We're at war, and Biden is saying to do this and do that. That you can't go here, you can't go there, that you got to go back to work and all this. Hey, people not gonna be having that shit, man. People gonna buck up against these politicians. Hey, make no mistake about it, man. People gonna start hunting these politicians down. All right. I believe it was a couple years ago, maybe 2018, 2019, where I believe it was Nancy Pelosi or one of the speakers of the House or some shit like that. But they cut off a pig head and put it at the front of her garage door, man. All right, so which that, hey, that it was what it was, but at the same time, that's sending a message to these politicians like, listen, y'all are destroying America, man. All right. So hey, how much more so now? How much more so now with the war, Russia and Ukraine? How much more so now with rising gas prices, rising food, rising cost of living? Period. Okay, everything is going up. All right. So hey, you about to see seditions like you never seen before come to Babylon the Great, man. All right. Hey, so this place is on the way out. This place is falling from within. All right, falling from within. But hey, I'm gonna end it right there. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. And until next time, shalom to the elect. On to the next one.